The year 2026 didn't begin with silence for Blackpink. It began with tension, whispers, and carefully timed moments that instantly pulled fans back into speculation mode. While YG Entertainment stayed publicly quiet, the members themselves seemed to move with intention, each action dissected, replayed, and analyzed across fandom spaces in the United States and beyond. Individual schedules filled the headlines, but beneath that polished surface, something else was brewing. A sense that the group's next chapter was being teased, not announced, and that every word mattered more than ever. On January 4th, Lisa appeared live, casually cooking and chatting as if nothing was planned. Yet the timing alone set social media on fire. Balancing an intense filming schedule for a major Netflix production, she still chose to connect directly with fans, blurring the line between comfort and strategy. She spoke about her biggest moments of the previous year, global stages, high-profile projects, and personal milestones, reminding everyone how far she had come as an individual artist. But it wasn't what she said that fueled the drama. It was what she didn't say. When the conversation drifted toward what comes next, her tone shifted. A pause, a smile, a reminder that she hates spoilers. In the K-pop industry, silence is never empty. It's calculated. Fans immediately linked her words to the unfinished world tour, to internal timelines only the company truly controls, and to the long-standing frustration surrounding Blackpink's group releases. For an industry built on precision, even a vague promise feels dangerous. Was this reassurance to loyal fans? Or pressure leaking through the cracks of a tightly managed system? As speculation grew, one thing became clear. Blackpink wasn't absent. They were present in fragments, and fragments create the loudest noise. If you want to stay ahead of every hidden signal, industry tension, and unspoken move behind Blackpink's future, make sure you subscribe now and keep watching, because this story is only just beginning. As Lisa's live faded, the focus quietly shifted, not because the noise stopped, but because the silence deepened. In K-pop, the most intense pressure often lives between official statements, and early January exposed that gap perfectly. Rumors of a January comeback began circulating with alarming speed, pushed by alleged schedules and insider whispers claiming Blackpink's third full album was already locked in. Dates were shared, deleted, reposted, and debated across platforms, pulling US fans into the familiar cycle of hope and distrust that has followed the group for years. One specific date ignited confusion: January 27th, a Tuesday. In an industry obsessed with Friday releases and chart optimization, the detail felt off. That inconsistency only fueled the drama further. Was this a deliberate misdirection, or proof that fans were once again building expectations on incomplete information? YG's silence offered no clarity. And historically, that silence has rarely been accidental. Every hour without confirmation increased the sense that something internal was being negotiated, delayed, or quietly restructured behind closed doors. Then came Jisoo's message. Calm, warm, and carefully worded, it landed on the first Sunday of the year like a reset button. She encouraged rest, reflection, and patience, subtly reminding fans that the year doesn't truly begin until Monday. To casual viewers, it felt harmless. To seasoned K-pop followers, it felt intentional. Around the same time, a short clip of Jisoo leaving her birthday celebration went viral, with fans convinced her movements hinted at choreography. Whether real or imagined, it added fuel to an already unstable fire. When an unavailable video appeared briefly in an official playlist, speculation spiked again. Some saw strategy, others saw coincidence. But without activity on traditional announcement channels, doubt crept in. The question wasn't just whether a comeback was coming. It was whether the system itself was stalling, and at whose expense. While comeback rumors stalled in uncertainty, the pressure quietly shifted toward the individual members, exposing another layer of K-pop's darker reality. In an industry that demands constant visibility, personal schedules are never just personal. Jisoo's confirmation that her solo music was coming soon instantly reframed her birthday fan meeting from celebration to expectation. Fans didn't just cheer, they strategized. Requests to push her release onto major U.S. playlists surfaced immediately, reflecting how success is no longer measured by art alone, but by algorithms, timing, and international validation. Jisoo's gentle response masked the weight behind it. A solo comeback isn't freedom, it's a test. Lisa faced a different kind of pressure. Reports of another global fashion collaboration reignited debates about overexposure versus influence. To some, it symbolized dominance. To others, it raised familiar concerns about whether idols are stretched too thin, trading rest for relevance. Her visible closeness with Twice's Mina during New Year celebrations added another layer of fascination, not because friendships are unusual, but because cross-group interactions often spark unnecessary fandom tension. In K-pop, even friendships can become battlegrounds. Rosé's appearance at a private wedding quietly reinforced that reality. A personal moment turned public the instant other idols were spotted nearby. Fans speculated about reactions, imagined interactions, and projected narratives that never happened. What should have been a peaceful day became content, reminding everyone that idols rarely get to exist without interpretation. This constant scrutiny highlights a deeper truth. Even when group activities slow down, the machine doesn't. Each member carries the brand alone, absorbing pressure that would normally be shared. As 2026 unfolds, the question isn't just who will release music next, but how long they can balance individuality without breaking under expectations built far beyond the stage. As individual schedules expanded, the contrast between global success and internal strain became impossible to ignore. Jennie's preparation for a major award stage revealed just how high the stakes have become for solo idols operating under the shadow of a legendary group. Behind the excitement of a single performance sat months of planning, extreme styling, logistics, and expectations that extended far beyond music. The arrival of dozens of wardrobe pieces wasn't just about fashion, it was a signal. Every appearance now has to feel historic, especially when representing K-pop on international stages. The venue alone intensified that pressure. A massive dome packed with tens of thousands of spectators transforms a performance into a verdict. In that space, mistakes feel louder, silence feels heavier, and comparison becomes unavoidable. For Jennie, this stage wasn't just about presence, it was about proving that solo momentum can coexist with unresolved group uncertainty. That balance is one of the industry's most dangerous tightropes. At the same time, festival hints from the United States pushed anticipation into overdrive. Major Western events don't tease lightly, and fans immediately connected the dots. With summer crowds reaching six figures, expectations shifted from possibility to inevitability. New music now felt less like an option and more like a requirement. In K-pop, timing isn't creative, it's strategic. And when global festivals enter the picture, pressure multiplies. What's rarely discussed is how these moments overlap. While fans celebrate opportunity, idols absorb responsibility. Representing a group, a company, and an entire genre on foreign soil leaves no room for missteps. As Blackpink's future remains undefined, each solo move feels heavier, carrying questions no one is allowed to answer openly. As 2026 moves forward, one reality becomes impossible to ignore. Blackpink is no longer navigating a simple comeback cycle. They are moving through a pressure chamber built by years of global dominance, corporate control, and fandom expectations that never reset. Jennie's expanding presence on the international festival circuit doesn't just signal growth, it exposes a silent race against time. Major U.S. festivals don't wait, and anticipation doesn't pause for internal negotiations. When hints surface, fans immediately assume music must follow, even when no official confirmation exists. In this industry, momentum is treated like oxygen. Once it slows, panic follows. This is where the tension sharpens. Each member's success amplifies the same question fans are afraid to ask out loud. Can Blackpink continue as a unified force when individual careers demand different timelines, strategies, and creative freedom? The group's legacy is massive, but that legacy also creates a ceiling. Every solo release, every fashion deal, every global stage carries the weight of comparison, not just to other artists, but to Blackpink's own past. The lack of official communication from the company only deepens the unease. When announcement channels remain quiet, fans fill the gaps themselves, turning fragments into narratives and hope into expectation. In K-pop, uncertainty breeds conflict. Fandom split between patience and frustration, loyalty and criticism. What should be excitement slowly morphs into anxiety, directed not just at the company, but sometimes at the artists themselves. That is the industry's quiet cruelty. Idols become the visible face of decisions they don't control. Yet despite the silence, the signs continue to surface. Solo hints, festival teasers, carefully worded messages. They don't promise a comeback, but they refuse to let the conversation die. Blackpink exists in that tension, suspended between what fans want and what the system allows. Whether a group return arrives soon or remains distant, one thing is clear. Every move in 2026 matters more than ever, because this isn't just about music anymore. It's about control, longevity, and how much pressure even the biggest names in K-pop can endure before something finally shifts. If you want to stay ahead of the real stories behind the headlines, the industry power plays, and the hidden pressure shaping Blackpink's future, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for the next part. This story isn't over. It's entering its most critical phase.